Linh-chan and Dimi-chan play games. Hello and welcome back, everyone. You will encounter many hardships ahead. What would an owl's voice sound like?
Yeah, something like that. Are you reading that?
Hyrule Castle. You will meet a princess. If you... Whoa. Did you get all that? Yes. Alright then. I'll see you around. Woo, 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 woo. He's our owl friend. He tells us where to go. That thing is terrifying as a child.
What is it?
This thing? He's a friend. Look at him. Totally our friend.
Is he chasing you now?
Yeah. And those guys are our friends.
Where's Hyrule?
Somewhere in that. That looks like a castle, right?
No.
Anything in the trees?
No.
Oh, I cut his head off. Poor guy.
It's okay, he's already dead.
Yeah, true. True.
Let's listen to some cat facts.
Cat facts. Did you know that cats are weird? Cats are very weird. In fact, when they look up at like a fly, almost every cat I've known starts looking up at the fly and then starts going like they have their own language just for the fly.
Did you know that cats can make about 100 different sounds? As for a dog, they can only make about 10.
Including oh, and then another cat sound is meow, meow. That means the cat has like a kill and it's bringing it back to you, so be aware. Meow.
It's offering you
Food. It thinks you're starving.
Yeah.
Cats are silly.
Did you know that every year nearly 4 million cats are eaten in Asia? Not China, Asia.
Are they yummy?
Every year nearly 4
I mean, they're
million
definitely
cats
fluffy.
are eaten in Asia.
They're definitely fluffy, but are they yummy?
Well, the thing is that, like, in Western cultures, like, we place such high values on these animals when, you know, to the point where, like, some even treat them as, like, or some even treat them better than human beings. Which is very bizarre to me, you know? I grew up in Vietnam where animals like dogs, cats, you don't have them as pets. And if you do raise them, you raise them so that in the future you can eat them. Because, you know, you don't have enough food. They are your food source. It's kind of like how we eat pigs or how we eat, you know, cow. It's the same thing. Cats and dogs are essentially that, you know, our food source.
If anything, if you want to nitpick, like, pigs are considered more intelligent than most of our domesticated animals.
Yeah.
Yet, we eat them because they're delicious.
Yeah.
Look, he turns around and he has another face.
So I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna, like, be those animal rights people and, like, you know, or even not be animal rights people, but if you're gonna be like, oh, eating cats is so cruel, eating dog is so cruel.
But you're gonna enjoy that nice hamburger.
But you're gonna enjoy that nice hamburger, or you're gonna, like, enjoy that nice piece of steak that you're gonna have for dinner. Like, you know, that's a little bit much, you know? They're all animals in the end, you know?
Just accept the fact that we're animals, and animals eat animals, and that's part of life.
Yeah, like, I have nothing against people eating dogs or cats or whatever, but I do, you know, and I think for me it's acceptable. But if they, like, document about torturing them and, you know, cruelty, then yeah, I would say that's a little bit much. You know, like, things like that we don't need to know about.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think people should, like, nitpick, like, oh, it's so cool that they're eating dogs. These people are inhumane. You know, I mean, you're eating pig. It's the same thing, you know? But speaking of pigs, there's a really interesting fact that I found, if I can find it. China is the world's largest pork consumers. About 475 million pigs reside there.
Oh, wow.
And that's half of the world's pig population lives in China.
In fact, it's like, I do know for a fact that's quite dangerous that China eats so many pigs because they pump them full of antibiotics, which kind of promotes strains of bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics, which then we lose our ability to save people in hospitals. Like, oh, yeah, you're just gonna die because you're just gonna die.
Yeah, because we've developed a resistance towards those kind of antibiotics already. Like our body is used
not
to
our body, but the bacteria developed a resistance.
Yeah.
No, not the pig, the bacteria.
What are you talking about?
Bacteria resistance.
Are you talking about us eating the pig and then dying, or?
No, I'm talking about the bacteria that are inside of the pig getting into us.
Yeah, because they're developing and they develop a resistance towards that antibiotics, right? But I'm also talking about us eating it too.
Yeah, so we
and
end up with
that kind of antibiotics that would normally help defend against these bacteria will no longer work for us as well. Wouldn't it work in both ways? Not just for pigs, but for us as well. Like if we were to consume a pig that have been pumped with these antibiotics, and that these bacteria in the pig have already developed that they are no longer, can no longer work with this antibiotic, wouldn't that be for us as well?
Yes, in a way. But it's not because we're consuming the antibiotics which are in the pig, if that makes sense.
No, I'm saying if you're pumping a pig full of antibiotics, now whatever bacteria is in there have already developed a resistance towards that antibiotic.
Yeah.
Now, if we eat that pig, that antibiotics that we could eventually use to defend us against those bacteria will no longer work for us as well.
Yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, but it's that bacteria is not necessarily going to just stay in that pig. It's going to spread to the whole population of pigs, and then to the farmer, and then to other farm animals, and then eventually get us some other way as well. Like, that's the scary part. And then once that ends up in a hospital, then it spreads in the hospital, and there's little we can do because we have, like, different tiers of bacterial resistance. What are they called now?
H1N1, that kind of...
No. What's an antibacterial? It's not called an antibacterial. Antibiotics. There you go. So there are different tiers of antibiotics that we use depending on the situation. Like, some bacteria are resistant to some of these different antibiotics. We can't just, like, use all of them. We try to use as little as possible to the best efficiency, so that way we're sure that all the bacteria are killed off, or at least the body can take care of the rest without making any resistant bacteria, And that's usually the difficulty. And us feeding livestock antibiotics goes against the ability for us to use those same antibiotics later to save humans. And I got a chicken.
Well, has anybody died from that yet?
Oh yeah, there were a few. There were a few cases here where people died in hospitals because none of the antibiotics worked. And it's accelerated because in China and here, we use like antibiotics heavily on livestock before they're even sick, just to prevent them from getting sick. Because we care about money more than having humans last a long time. That's always the thing. Yeah. Money gets you everywhere. But back on the pig thing. Sorry. China, well, this is the record for 2012. And China consumed about 52 million tons of pork in 2012. I don't know how much a ton is, but 52 million tons, it's a lot. Mm-hmm. And they're comparing it to the Eiffel Tower, and the Eiffel Tower
is reported to weigh 10,000 tons. So they're saying
Lots of Eiffel Towers.
Yeah, lots of Eiffel Tower. They're saying that China eats about 5,200 Eiffel Towers worth of pork a year.
They don't really eat that much beef in China, do they?
I don't think so. Well,
Because I remember watching videos of like Chinese people coming to the US eating like beef broccoli from Panda Express and being like, oh, this is really good beef. And I'm like, it's not the best choice.
I think they do. They do chicken, pork a lot, fish a lot, and then lots of vegetables. Duck.
Duck is good.
I don't know if they eat pork or beef a lot.
I'm sorry, anyone who prefers chicken over duck is really missing out.
I don't think you can say that. I mean, everyone have their own preferences, you know? You
Sure.
can't just judge someone's dietary habits, you know, and call that they're missing out. Maybe they really are enjoying it, and maybe they have tried duck and they just don't like the texture or they don't like the fatness of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that said, you do need to have duck.
I mean, people from Vietnam and China and I don't know about Japan, but like from China, Cambodia, like Vietnam can say that if you don't eat cats and dogs, you're missing out.
Maybe. I don't know, I've never
Yeah, but
tried.
it's not
it
right
might
for
be
you
good.
to judge, you know? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, this is gonna be tough.
I mean, would you eat a cat? You have a cat.
I have a cat, but if given the opportunity, like if someone prepared it for me and like is expecting me to try it because it's part of their culture, yes, I would try it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like go out of my way every single time to have cat afterwards,
No,
but it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna like go along with their culture because
that person looks like he has a duck face.
no, he has a helmet.
Yeah, the helmet makes it look like he has the duck lip that protrudes out.
This is. Do you think I can escape past him? Oh, I can.
There's a lot of freaking people in China.
China is populated.
Overpopulated.
So right now we're sneaking in to see Zelda, in case you missed that. And then
Who's Zelda?
she's this cutie. Do you want to play Zelda? She can be Chinese if you want.
I don't know how to do a Chinese accent.
She can practice your French accent.
So Zelda's French?
I guess so. So, I don't...
Where is she?
That one doesn't have anything.
Isn't there a girl there?
Yeah, so you can see Mario in the window. See? Hi, Mario.
Oh, and it's Princess Peach.
Yep. And then I think if you were to go like this,
Don't break the window.
he's like, hey, hey, you don't cause any trouble. Hey, he threw a bomb at me.
Go find the princess. Is that her?
Yeah, it's her.
She's just standing there waiting for you.
Oh,
Damn, look at those green eyebrows. How are you? How did you get past the guards? See, I went back to being Vietnamese. It's okay, Vietnamese, French, they're the same thing. Oh, what that? Is that a fairy?
can you eat it? It's very good.
How do I do? Are you from the forest?
Zen,
Zen,
you wouldn't
zen.
happen to have the spiritual stone of the forest.
The green and shiny.
Sorry,
stone.
French people. So this particular accent, I'd say, is based off my dad.
Look, her eyes are like Link's eyes from the new Legend, the Breath of the Wild. Link has those eyes.
Do you want to disappoint her? She's gonna be sad.
Do you have it? Huh? Well, that's odd. I thought you might be the one from my dream.
I'm British
You
now.
really don't have it. I suck at accents though. Do you have it? Well, that's odd. Hey, do you have it? Just as I thought. I had a dream. In the dream, dark storm's clouds were billowing over the land of Hyrule. And suddenly a nail. Light shots out of the forest, spots the clouds, and lift up the ground.
Welcome to Lilyhammer.
The light turned into a figure following a green and shiny stone, followed by a fairy. I know the day. I know the day. How do you pronounce that word? Prophecy? Prophecy that someone would come from the far west.
How are you getting an Asian accent from me?
I don't know. Yet I thought you might be the one. Oh, I'm sorry. I got carried away with my story and didn't even properly introduce myself.
So let's find out who this little girl is next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sorry. You can cut me out.
Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan.